Hey everyone, welcome to Waxing Pixels, a podcast about video games hosted on Battle Geek Plus, home for all kinds of battles, geeks, and pluses. My name is Josh, I'm the guy who talks first, and with me I have the classically trained voice, Heather.
Hi.
Ryan, who I have no description for because I'm just not that mentally quick today.
Hey.
And Horizon Zero Franks Given.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So, how's everybody doing?
Okay, I guess.
Sounds good.
Good.
Yeah.
Frank?
100%.
100%.
That's good.
Yeah, you were absent last week, Frank.
You better be 100%, fool.
I'm sorry, life happened, Ryan.
Okay.
That's what I said yesterday. And I sat and I cried in a chair in the hospital. It was fun. I don't like needles.
You know, you made that sound like something really, really bad happened to you. When all
It
you
was
did...
really, really, really bad.
No, you went there to go get, like, standard blood tests.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just the way you introduced that, you're just kind of all like, I was in the hospital yesterday crying, and I was like, life happens, and...
Like, after everything was said and done, I sat in the pharmacy for like 20 minutes waiting for a prescription, and I just sat there and cried. Like, after it had happened.
But people must have thought that, like, you were dying or something.
Probably.
Like you were there for, like, your cancer medication or
Maybe.
something.
Yeah, this luscious hair, it's just a wig.
So, by the way, I'm doing fine, thank you. Why didn't anybody ask me?
Well, you're the guy asking the questions.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Ass.
So, anyway, next then, what's everyone playing?
Robot Dinosaur Zelda.
Robot Dinosaur Zelda!
Robot Dinosaur Zelda.
You haven't played yet.
Also, I'm still playing Tomb Raider. Also, I'm still playing Styx.
You're playing Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Whatever. Tomb Raider 2, Rise of Tomb Raider. It's the last Tomb Raider that has come out in recent times.
Ryan, you screamed about Robot Dinosaur Zelda. So you went ahead and you already picked that up, or what?
Yeah, I picked it up today. I haven't played it yet because I'm here and not at home streaming it.
You're so responsible.
Yeah, I have to be responsible. I gotta record this CAD post thing that kids are doing nowadays.
Not only that, but you're forcing us into filming some stuff for some sort of documentary that we haven't announced yet.
Yeah.
Some sort of mini documentary that you've been working on for a while.
Yeah, something like that. But over the weekend, my sisters came over. They flew in from New York because we went to a funeral, which really sucked. But hey, we played a game called Emily Wants to Play on the PS4. And I got it for like $1 a couple of months ago. And I was too scared to play it. And
Oh, it's a horror game.
yeah, it's a horror game.
Okay.
And it's kind of funny. You are a pizza delivery guy, and then you go to this house, and then you're trapped inside this house with Emily and her dolls, and they try to kill you.
Oh, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it was creepy, but then I thought the actual game was pretty lame, because once you know the tricks to, getting past all the dolls, you have to repeat that for like over an hour and shit.
Oh, this was the game that you were complaining about on Twitter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought the game just wasn't really that fun, because you have to keep repeating.
Well, no wonder you got it for $1.
You got it for $1.
Yeah. And, so we just said, fuck it, we'll just watch the whole thing on YouTube, and it's not that much better.
Oh, and here I was like, a part of me wanted to like go watch a Let's Play of it, and
well, you should, but it's
make
gonna
myself
be
terrified.
really repetitive.
But dolls really fucking creep me out.
Oh yeah,
like dolls are terrifying. My sister collected baby dolls.
Yes.
I hated going into her room. It was awful. I hated being alone in the house, reading a book, not doing anything, the TV's not on, or radio's not on, and just hearing one of those random dolls in her room going off, "Mama," and I was just like,
fuck those things.
and I would position myself so that I would be sure that I could see the entire floor in front of me and the entrance to the living room, and put my back up against a wall and continue reading and making sure nothing fucking stuck up on me. Hate fucking dolls.
Yeah,
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, like the dolls in this game are scary, but then they stop being scary when you have to like face them like over 50 times in a row.
Oh, okay. So oversaturation.
Yeah, it's oversaturation. Like it would have been cool if the dolls had more variety, if there was more dolls. I would have liked to have, a gigantic doll chasing me through the house. I would have preferred that than, the same 3 dolls doing the same exact thing, and then Emily is not even scary at all.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a bummer.
Yeah, and then I showed my sister, most of Resident Evil 7. She freaked out, but I already knew where all the scares were anyways.
Right, yeah.
And, she's really interested in the story, which is cool. She's probably going to Wikipedia it. I've still been playing Dragon Quest VIII on the 3DS, and hopefully tonight I get to play Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Zerp Dawn. I actually changed my Twitter name to Horion Zero Dawn.
Orion, I like that.
In honor of this awesome game that we played at E3, but then you got to play before me.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to murder my husband so I can play some more.
You're about like an hour and a half in. I'm probably over 2 hours in at this point.
I'm sure you're way ahead because I haven't done any story whatsoever other than what you were forced to do at the very beginning.
Well, there's what you were forced to do at the very beginning, which is you have the part where you're learning the controls, you have the tutorial part for basic attacks and sneaking around, then you have the montage, which the little montage that leads you up to the point where you can finally start controlling and going out and doing things. I thought it was really funny. This is a very, very minor spoiler. It's not actually like a story thing. It's just a presentation thing. But they do the montage part, right?
Yeah.
And she jumps, and it's one camera angle, and then it switches to another camera angle, and she lands. Yeah. And when she jumps, she's a kid, and when she lands, she's an adult or a teenager or whatever, right? And I was just kind of all like, they grow up so fast.
My thing at the beginning was about how Lion King the beginning was.
Yeah, I saw that on your Twitter.
Yeah, no, the
super it was all like,
I can't wait.
What did I say? Like so Lion King, much Simba or something like that. Is that what I said on Twitter?
I think so.
But yeah, I've been sent to do the very first story thing after the montage, and I've done that mission.
I haven't even touched it.
And I've done the next thing after that you're supposed to do before coming back. And I've found a couple of side quests, and I've just been running around and kind of getting used to the controls of like sneaking and hunting and crafting and jumping around. Most of the damage I've taken so far that doesn't involve like your ass, like between me and the television, has all been fall damage.
Sorry, I guess.
So now it kind of scared me at first when I very first got control, because I went over to one of the campfires and I hit quick save. And I was like, oh crap, I thought I saved. I thought like I saved over.
Oh, saved over my file.
Which apparently you didn't do anything anyway. You weren't like, you were just past, you went.
Hey, I got materials. I have inventory shit. So I have stock, and I have several side missions lined up. Okay.
So you were like 10 minutes into the game, but turns out the quick save isn't like something that like saves over your file.
No, it doesn't.
So,
it saves over the game that you were currently playing, and then the manual save, you get to choose your file.
Which then, like, I saw the manual save, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I tried it again. I noticed it didn't write over your file. I'm like, yes, and then so I manual saved,
which is fantastic.
And with the manual save, I just have to keep track of what time, the time and date on there, to make sure that, I mean, until we probably get like a less similar amount of hours into it. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I've only been facing like small robots so far, and by small I mean like the size of horses and raptors and crap. But so we had that one big robot when we played it at E3.
Yeah, I remember
that you had to like do like some like Hoth shit too with like like rope and stuff to trip them out.
Oh yeah, and yeah. Yeah, the Striders, I think is what they're called, right?
Well, there's the Striders are like the regular horse size ones.
Yeah.
And then the Watchers are like the raptor looking ones. Like they had the person walking around in like the raptor puppet suit thing.
That was just awesome.
At E3.
They did a really good job.
Which so far I have been way more melee than I have been with the bow and arrow.
I killed one enemy with a melee, and then everything else. Well, there's been some sneak attacks, and other than that, like. Oh, holy shit! I hunted some fucking turkey, and I was so excited. I was like, what is that running around in the background? I got a little closer. I'm like, oh fuck, it's a wild turkey! I need to catch this son of a bitch.
I haven't touched any animals yet.
I've killed like 6 boar. Okay, I'm way exaggerating, but I've killed 2 or 3, and I've taken out a turkey.
So no, I've been
the second one ran off.
I've been going solely after robots. Like, I've just been hiding in the bushes, and a little horse robot, the Strider, comes by, and I'm just kind of all like, stab it in the butt, and it dies.
Stab it in the butt.
Well, that's what happens. Like, the angle, depending on where you stab it from, like, the animation is just, like, the same no matter what angle. And so, like, I end up stabbing them in the butt a lot. But anyway, I'm super excited for that, playing more of that, and when Zelda and the Switch come out, it'll be tomorrow after this podcast comes out. It's a few days from now. But yeah, Friday, we're going to get that, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm just going to be waiting, like, at the door, like, all day. Like, I'm going to be on the porch, like, waiting.
Oh, yeah, you got the weekend off.
Yeah, just, like, sitting there, like, watching for the Amazon guy, and I'm just going to, like, hop over the balcony and, like, tackle him and be like, no, this is mine! So,
Frank!
Yes.
What are you playing?
I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. I'm still playing Story of Seasons.
Yeah. And you were saying something earlier about how you think that you got the wrong game.
Last year at E3, I tried out Story of Seasons Town of Trio, or Trio of Towns.
Okay.
Turns out I bought the game before that.
Oh.
So I don't regret it, though, because it was on sale for
good.
33% off on the Nintendo
You're all
store.
about them bargain sales.
Can I say?
You a thrifty shopper.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why it was on sale for 33% off, because it was a
previous game. Yeah. But it's good that you like it. That'd be kind of awful if, you were like, oh, I really want this game, and then you buy the wrong one, and it ends up being a pile of fucking garbage. So, yeah.
Good to hear that we're all playing great things and whatnot, and that there's more on the way. Let's move into our first topic for this podcast. So, something really surprised me today. There's news that Twitch is going to be a Steam competitor.
Yep.
That's something that I did not ever imagine would be happening in a million years, but after reading the details, it actually makes a whole lot of sense. So apparently what Twitch is going to start doing soon is when someone's streaming a game, like when you stream a game, like you choose what the title of the game you're going to be playing or whatever, or just auto-fills it in on the PS4. And then, so you can search by game for titles and stuff like that. Certain publishers, such as like Tiny Build and whatnot, they're getting in on this initiative where someone's streaming one of their games, there's a link that will appear below the stream window for you to actually buy the game on Amazon, like a download copy.
Okay, I was highly confused as to how they were going to be a Steam competitor, because I was like, but Twitch and Amazon
partnered up a while ago, which is why I have like our Prime account hooked up to my Twitch, and you can get like free stuff every month and whatnot. And,
right, yeah, but what I'm saying is, obviously you think of Steam, you think of a community in which somebody makes a game and they put it on Steam so you can demo it and buy it. And I was like, how is that going to work on Twitch? I don't know. It just seems... I mean, that's a great way to demo a game, aside from, your own experience, is just having someone live do it.
Well, what's really interesting is for Twitch partners, they get 5% of the revenue from that.
Okay. And
developers get 70% of the revenue from the game as well. Now, I'm not exactly sure what on Steam they get percentage-wise. It just kind of came to me. Maybe I should have checked that out. Maybe someone in the YouTube comments or whatever, or on Twitter at BattleGeek Plus can let us know how much people who put their games on Steam make per game sold, like percentage-wise. But... yeah, so that would leave 25% for Twitch itself.
Yeah.
Or Amazon or whoever. Twitch and
Which
Amazon.
Which they probably split that.
So yeah, and that's pretty cool. The partnered people are going to get some of that money and everything, and it seems like a really good way for, popular games to, get bought more easily if you have that nice, enticing link down below being all like, you love this game, buy me. So... yeah.
I mean, there have absolutely been games that, streamers or Let's Players have played, and I'm all like, holy fuck, I need to get this game.
Right.
And it's not just because, it would be a great game to play, or seems like I would have a lot of fun with it. But it's also because of things like playing styles are so different. There have been absolutely times where I've watched people play a game and I'll be like, no, why did you make the decision? That decision was stupid. It works for them, or it doesn't work out, but, the other side of the coin is that I just have a different play style from, everybody.
Well, yeah, like me and you, like we have different play styles. Like I'm going to be interested in kind of watching you play a little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn, at least for a few minutes until like I get to the point where like, no, do this thing. And then like I'll have to like do something else. But for a little bit, at least just kind of see what you're trying to do. And maybe, I'll see something that like...
I've gotten used to the way that you play. So when I see you play something, I'm just like, yep, that's a Josh thing to do.
So, which by the way, inverted controls, you'll have to re-invert them.
God damn it.
I
was wondering about that whenever
because when I started my new file, I was all like, I'm going to try and look over, oh my god, that's the floor. And so like I had to like turn it back to, they call it normal because that's what normal people have.
Whatever.
Inverted is for inverted brains.
Yeah, you say that.
Well, I'm part of the inverted club with Heather.
Damn right.
Yeah.
I five.
Fuck yeah.
Inverted.
Up goes down and down goes up.
Fuck yeah.
That's the way we play.
This isn't Star Fox. The only game where that matters.
It's true.
Whatever.
Well, also, if we ever become partners and we play games, make sure to buy the games from us at twitch.tv/BattleGeek+.
Wow, that was nice.
That was a nice plug right there. So yeah, anyway, the only thing that I can really think of when it comes to the Twitch thing is that Twitch has its own kind of launching sort of platform for the games, like how Steam has its program you open up and you can launch games from there. The only thing I can imagine going wrong with it is the actual launch application somehow not being all that great compared to Steam. So, anyway, moving on. Ryan, you have an Xbox, right?
Yes.
Tell me about this new Xbox Game Pass.
Alright, so the Xbox Game Pass, just like the PlayStation TV and I think the PlayStation Vue, you pay $10 a month and then you can just download hundreds of games.
Oh, you're thinking of PlayStation Now.
Yeah, PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the Vue?
The PlayStation Vue is which one? That's their TV service, their cable service.
Obviously, it didn't really matter because we don't remember what the fuck it's called,
Right.
or what it does.
PlayStation Vue is okay. PlayStation TV. That was the little like PS Vita like console for the TV, and then PlayStation Vue is the cable service. So then PlayStation Now is the game streaming service. So yeah, Xbox Game Pass, what is that?
Yeah, so Xbox Game Pass, like I said before, you pay $10 a month and you can download like a library of over 100 games. I know more will be added, which is pretty cool because I know PlayStation TV, you have to stream the games and it's really slow from what I heard. And actually what's pretty cool is you download the games, you get to keep them just as long as you're still paying for the Xbox Game Pass. And from what it looks like, it's going to be a collection of games that were released a year before. So if there's any games that you missed out on, like Halo 5, you can just download it.
Okay, so then you pay $10 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you see a game and you're like, holy shit, I never played that before and I always wanted to. You can just download it and you can just play it forever?
Yeah.
As long as you're paying the $10?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's pretty similar to how PlayStation Now works. There's it's like somewhere in the range of $10 to $15 a month.
Okay.
And then you can, but they don't have the download as far as I know. They have the stream, which we were in on the beta of that, but back then we had that really crappy internet. So like
I'm pretty sure in the first world that can't even be called internet.
Right, yeah, I think it was pretty much just like having a line ran to our PlayStation that teases us with internet.
Yeah.
Like being all like, hey, do you want to get on the... Too bad! No internet for you! Welcome to Brad's house in nowhere, Indiana.
Well, if the PlayStation Now ended up, redoing their structure the way that it sounds like this, pass is going to be for the Xbox, I would suggest that now that we have, good internet, we would jump on that again. Like having the ability to download something and, just play it whenever is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're playing with the monthly service, like you'd be able to like stream it forever. It's like the Netflix of games, basically.
Right. Which, I don't want to like, I guess we could like start you already have your own account, but if I started my own account, because I wouldn't want to like randomly play a game and like bog down BattleGeek Plus for just some random bullshit game that I'm probably going to play and be like, you know what? This is actually garbage. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's true. I do like the idea of downloading better because you have the whole game sitting right there, ready to go. There's no hiccups or anything like that. No connection issues are going to stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
like also like a lot of people are like saying like this is the way Nintendo should do their virtual console online whatever service that's coming out in the fall, because from what we remember, like you subscribe to a Nintendo service, but you only keep the game for like 30 days.
Yeah, fuck that.
Until you buy it. With the Xbox Game Pass, you just pay the $10 a month and the game is yours.
I wonder if there will be a limit to how many games you can download.
I think the limit is just is how much space you have.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, you could start doing this Game Pass and you could download, like, every fucking game that they have on there.
Yeah.
If you got enough space.
If you got enough space.
I mean, whatever, yeah, if you had enough space and you could just like, keep all those games forever and just keep paying, they're $10 or $12 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's just like, PlayStation Plus. We have all those free games from PlayStation Plus, and as soon as, we stop paying, we no longer have access to those games.
Yeah, and the problem with PlayStation Plus and, the regular Xbox Live Gold services, like those games are only available for a month. If you don't download them, then, they're gone.
Well, you can add them to your library, though.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to, like, download them. Like, I can go onto the store, or I can go onto a browser of the PlayStation Store and just be like, add to library, and then when it comes around to finally time for me to want to play them, then I can just go into my library and be like, oh, hey, this, and download it. So. Yeah,
but, like, just in case, like, you just kind of forget to download it, then, like, you're kind of screwed.
No, I mean, like, even after the month. Like, if this month's games, I can add them to library right now and not download them, and then next month I can download them just as long as they're in my library.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, like, just in case you, like, forget to put them in your library for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm so busy this month, I can't do this thing for my library.
There was for a while, the PlayStation Store was, like, being really slow for me for some reason.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember I probably missed out on, like, a couple of good games because of it.
Yeah.
So, I try not to think about it too much. But, yeah, there's also discounts for PlayStation Game Pass members, too, right?
For Xbox.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
PlayStation Game Pass. Obviously, I'm trying to like take these services and just put them everywhere. Where's the Nintendo Game Pass, huh? Where's the Sega Game Pass?
Like if you want to get like a season pass or DLC, like you get $10 off if you're a member of the Xbox Game Pass.
That's cool. So everybody who has Xbox Live Gold already, you'll be getting in on that earlier than everyone else. So keep an eye out. It will be heading your way very soon.
Congratulations, you're special.
Yeah, I
am. So, Ryan, since you're our special boy, I'm hoping maybe you could clue me in on this new Capcom Legacy Collection from the developers of Mega Man Legacy Collection. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so the developers of the Mega Man Legacy Collection are working again with Capcom to release a new Legacy compilation. Now, we do not know what it is, and a lot of us are speculating, is it, the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, which would be really fucking awesome, or is it Mega Man 7 through 10, or is it a completely different Capcom IP, like maybe it's the Resident Evil Legacy Collection, or what if it's the Street Fighter Legacy Collection, or the Final Fight Legacy Collection. Like, it can be anything from Capcom.
Huh.
There's a Street Fighter Legacy Collection would be pretty rad.
Yes.
I've picked up Street Fighter compilations before in the past, like on PS2 they had like they had the Street Fighter 2 compilation, they had the Street Fighter Alpha compilation.
Yeah, I had both of those.
And there was that one of those, I think the Street Fighter 2 one actually came with Street Fighter 2, the movie, like, dubbed only, really bad quality. Yeah, like, that, like, censored version.
And it had decent chapter skips, from what I remember.
But I remember the Alpha one I really liked because one of the Alpha games they had, it was like Alpha 3 Upper or something.
Yeah, and it also had Pocket Fighter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, but like Alpha 3 Upper like had a thing where you could go in and like change like the colors of the characters and stuff like that. And like it would actually like affect like in-game and everything. That was always pretty fun. Frank, did you ever play Mega Man Legacy Collection or get that or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Was it ever something you were like looking at, or did you just like not care? Or?
No, I didn't care. The only thing Is this the game with the chibi size?
No, this is the
Legacy
collection.
Yeah.
This is you're thinking about the one for like PSP or whatever. It was like Mega Man like redone. No, this was just like a collection of Mega Man games.
Yeah, like the first 6.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a big fan on the original Mega Man. I like Mega Man X and Mega Man Forte, Rock and Forte.
Oh, okay. So
Mega Man and Bass, yeah.
Bass.
Whatever.
Bass, yeah.
Bass.
I keep saying
Mega
Bass.
Man and Bass.
Bass.
Let's go fishing, guys.
That reminds me when I was a little kid, when they did the Ninja Turtles Coming Out of Our Shells tour thing, they had these like promo things from Pizza Hut. And with the tape, you could get like this booklet thing that told you like all about the turtles and what instruments they play. And my dad, who he does play music, I was over at his house and I was just kind of like, look, in this turtle here, he's playing the bass guitar, and they fucking laughed about that.
My God.
For like 5 minutes, and the thing was, I didn't get like super embarrassed about it. I was just like, oh, that's what it's called, and then like I started laughing too. Like I was just like, bass
and
guitar.
you're all like, I'm a dumb kid.
The big fish guitar. That sounds goofy and funny.
Well, you can count on us.
No, stop, Ryan. Don't even.
So you have an unspeakable urge to go up rivers when you play it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I thought it was just me.
when you were singing "Count on Us," like what I wanted to kind of go into instead, like for some reason, was "Final Countdown." You can count on us, and I was like, da 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 da.
Oh wait, we gotta stop because it's content ID.
So anyway, yeah. So Mega Man and Fish Guitar. So if this is the Mega Man X collection, Frank, would you be more interested, or?
I might be, yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be better emulation than that other Mega Man X collection they released on the PS2 and the GameCube like a decade ago.
Let's hope so. It's been a decade.
I know.
So
yeah, the emulation on that compilation wasn't really that good in my opinion.
Are there any Capcom franchises you're looking at, Heather? That you'd like to see a collection for?
I mean, it would be neat for a Street Fighter one, I guess. I mean, Street Fighter was really the only Capcom game that I really played at length.
Yeah, it would be cool if that...
Cry?
Yeah, actually it would be cool if that had the original Street Fighter.
You're right, yeah. Huh. Well, I only played... I didn't beat the third one. I just kind of put it down and never picked it back up.
Is that the one where you were playing it and I was watching it and I complained about the enemies looking like shit?
No. I played that game before I met you. So, I had the third game and I put it down. I didn't pick it back up, and I started playing it again when DMC4 was announced, and I never played that one. Then with the reboot / prequel to everything bullshit.
That was the
DMC.
one.
That just needs to be lit on fire.
That was the one I thought
and stomped on.
That was the one I thought was super cool until I got like the demo or whatever, and then they did like the premise for it, where it was just kind of all like, oh, the kids at Hot Topic can actually see the demons, and regular people can't.
No, it's...
And I was just kind of like, it sounds like something a 15-year-old would write.
Oh my god, they did such an idiotic...
But I mean,
okay, I'm not gonna go on that tangent. It's just they shouldn't have done what they did with that game. So if they did collections, honestly, I don't think I would get it because the second game doesn't exist. We just pretend it didn't happen at all. The first one was the only one that I played at length. I liked that game a lot, but I wouldn't get a collections just to have a copy of that. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of games that we actually like a lot, or potentially will like a lot, let's move on to our Nintendo part of the podcast. Happens every time, just about, simply because, Switch hype. So, on Tuesday, Nintendo...
Sounds like a really crazy drug.
Switch hype.
Yeah.
Switch hype?
Yeah.
I'm on Switch hype.
I'm on Switch hype. So on Tuesday, Nintendo announced 7 what?
Wait. You got cut by the Switch hype.
Oh, God, no. Try to keep your intestines.
That's me trying to keep my intestines.
On Tuesday, for the third time, Nintendo announced 17 Nindy games being announced. Now, before we started this, Frank was all like, "The fuck's a Nindy?"
I thought it sounded like a smaller version of the Switch.
Like a
already
like a Switch
they're
Mini.
They're getting the mini version now already.
It's this little tiny like Game Boy sized screen with a tiny little controller.
It's the version for children,
like the
for
Famicom
babies.
Mini
for babies. The baby Switch.
No, honey, you gotta. God, your kid's a retard, Stan.
So
My kid's a year and a half.
So 17 Nintendo indie titles have been announced for the Switch, and we were looking over a list of them before we started recording today, and there were a few titles for everyone who's not Frank who we were interested in, and I wanted to take a look at those again because we're not going to have time to go over all 17 titles coming out. That's a lot to look at, but I figure we can start off with Heather. You were looking at a game called Flipping Death.
Oh my god, it looks amazing. Just the artwork and then reading it, I was all like, I need this game in my life. And then watching the video, which granted, when we watched the trailer, I wasn't listening to what was actually being said because I was focusing too much on what the game looked like. And I was like, oh, it's done by the people who did that one game. What the fuck was it called? And I was like, it was Stick It. And I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, Stick It on the Man. And Josh was like, no shit. They said that at the beginning of the video. I had no fucking clue. I wasn't paying attention.
I was like, yeah, they're like,
did?
from the creators of Sticking It to the Man. Stick It to the Man.
Stick It to the Man.
Stick It to the Man. Yeah, you're the guys who thought that, the Zelda trailer for that stream was in English, and you're not even paying attention.
Holy shit, yeah, that was crazy. I could have sworn it was in English.
Well, like the ones that came out on like YouTube and stuff after that, they were.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if we want to play that in Japanese, we actually have to switch the language on our console to Japanese.
Oh, okay.
But then the text comes out in Japanese. Whatever, it's not a big deal. But yeah, Flipping Death. What does Flipping Death look like? What sort of game is it? Like, why are you so interested in Flipping Death?
It seems like it's like a big, puzzle, like Aaron fetch kind of game. You have, apparently you die and you end up getting a summer job or something with death. You're like an intern or whatever. So now you go around and you help dead people with closure or something. I don't know. And it's funny, it kind of does this weird Paper Mario kind of thing. Like one side is the other world, and then you can flip it over, and then there's the living world, and you basically like possess people and make them do things to fulfill whatever it is these ghosts are trying to get you to fulfill.
Well, there was the one like where you like possess that guy's ice cream and you're like dragging him around by an ice cream cone.
Yeah, by the ice cream cone. And then like, there was some guy who was crying. He was, why am I doing this? And he was like kicking a tire or something. So, Stick It to the Man was something that I was always interested in, but I never got around to getting it, as is par for the course in regards to myself. So, holy shit, it looks so good. Flipping Death, like, I want it. I need it in my life.
Looking at that trailer, just the art style alone, like that kind of 2D papery sort of look, with that kind of like inspired by Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's kind of like a mixture of like anything Vasquez has done and like anything that's related to Tim Schafer and
I was gonna say Tim Burton, but yeah.
And Tim Burton, yeah, it's kind of, they took all three of those people and just kind of, two of them just happened to be Tim's, and just kind of smushed them all together into one art style, and that's what it's kind of like.
That art style, like even if the game was like utter crap, I think like you'd still be interested in at least watching someone do a let's play of it, just because of the art style.
Oh, totally.
So I imagine if you don't end up getting the game later on this year, that at the very least you're going to end up watching a Let's Play or some Twitch streams of it. But who knows, maybe you'll actually end up getting it and playing it. So maybe. We'll see. Ryan, what game were you interested in getting?
I was definitely interested in Blaster Master Zero because I love the NES version. I never finished it, but Blaster Master Zero looks like perfect tribute to the NES version. Like, the graphics look a lot like the NES version, although the top-downs look a lot more detailed. And I don't know if this is going to be a prequel to Blaster Master, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this game a lot.
I didn't play much Blaster Master as a kid. Like,
Right.
It wasn't one of those things that, like, it wasn't one of the games that, like, everybody had or whatever. Like, it wasn't like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Super Mario Brothers or something like that. So, I never got to play much of it, but, like, I always knew about Blaster Master, and I like watching speedruns of Blaster Master. So it's going to be really interesting to see that portion of the speedrun community pick up Blaster Master Zero and go from there. Now with Zero, it sounds like it might be like a prequel or something like that even.
Yeah.
Now, in the original Blaster Master, were there like kind of the anime style cutscenes that go along with it? I don't know. Like,
oh yeah, there were, but they didn't look too anime-like. You couldn't tell if they were anime-like or not.
Okay.
Like, I was a kid, I didn't even know what anime was.
Okay. But these ones, they look pretty anime-like, and so, that's pretty interesting. So it looks like it's going to come out on March 9th. Blaster Master Zero, so you can pick that up. It was originally just announced for the 3DS, but it will be coming to the Switch also, so grab it on either Nintendo machine, both of them portable. I was going to say one of them, like the portable, and the other one the console, but they're both portable. Welcome to the future! Okay, and the game I ended up picking was something I'd never heard of until I was looking at this list. I picked it based on the title alone, Graceful Explosion Machine. Graceful Explosion Machine is an arcade shooter hit to show up on the Switch in April. It will be launched exclusively on the Switch at first, but sounds like it'll come to other stuff later. But it's an arcade shooter, kind of side-on, move back and forth freely. Lots of different little weapons you can use, like energy swords and sniper lasers and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's colorful and bright, and it's bullet hell, and it pretty much looks like it's exactly up my alley for anything that's not adventure or stealth. And Heather, you said when we were watching the trailer, it sounds like something that I would end up just playing forever and ever.
Oh,
and ever.
yeah. Just
like playing endlessly, I think you said.
Yeah, you would just mindlessly, endlessly play it. Because it's the type, shooters like that, there's not really a story. You just start a stage and you just shoot enemies. And that's pretty much it. It doesn't, you can pick it up whenever and put it down whenever. So,
So, yeah, that is a good point. Like, that's pretty much, what I do. Pick up a game, just play it forever. So, anyway, there's lots of other titles, Yooka-Laylee, Pocket Rumble, Wargroove, Shakedown Hawaii from the makers of Ryan, what's the name of that game?
Retro City Rampage.
Right. I have that game on like 2 consoles.
Yeah, me too.
And like I keep forgetting the name of it. But yeah, there's lots of cool stuff. Take a look, find the list. There's 17 games that were announced by Nintendo if you haven't seen them already. And find out when they're going to come out. Nintendo looks like it's going to have a pretty good indie scene this year. Hopefully soon we'll also learn more about its virtual console. Now,
when we were looking at these, Frank, you didn't see anything that caught your attention. You were just kind of like, meh, whatever.
Yeah.
And you had said something about indie games. And the thought that I had was that
there always will be indie games.
No, that's not what I was thinking. Where does being an indie developer start and being part of a major corporation end? Because they're being called Nindies. Nintendo is announcing these. So even if they are quote-unquote independent developers, they're being contracted by Nintendo.
Well, yeah, they're being published on a Nintendo console.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of feel like that doesn't seem very indie to me.
Well,
especially if they're going to change the name to Nindy. I mean,
well,
they would
Nintendo.
They would have to have publishing rights on any machine regardless.
So, I mean, like, you put it on Steam. I guess Steam is a little bit more, indie friendly, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the indie place to go. But, I mean, a lot of the games that I end up getting on PS4, like, those are indie games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Fury.
Yeah.
That one's an indie game. Like, I don't think really the platform it's published on decides whether or not it's going to be an indie game.
I mean, okay, fair enough. But, you know, PlayStation doesn't be all like, these are called Pindies, you know? I mean...
Well, that's because that pun sucks.
Whatever. You get my point.
Yeah, no, I get it. It sounds like Nintendo's, like, investing a little more in this than, like, you think they would. Which, I mean, you do have a point in one aspect. The game makers, Clay... They made Shank and Shank 2, which I have on the PS3. Yeah. Their next title, Mark of the Ninja, another favorite of mine, ended up being not on the PlayStation. It ended up being on Xbox 360 and Steam because Microsoft funded that. Now, it's an indie game, but Microsoft funded it, so I can see what you're talking about there when it comes to funding. But I think just in the case of what machine it goes on, I don't think that
I never specifically said... You know, because it was on that it's going to be on the Switch. I never said anything about what machine it was going to be on. Just the fact that at one point, are you no longer an independent developer whenever you have a contract specifically with a certain company?
I think if they were like something like Game Freaks, who develops Pokemon, Game Freak, I'm sorry, Game Freak, who, you know, they develop Pokemon, like they're kind of like a second party developer to Nintendo at that point, kind of like Rare used to be.
Okay.
And I think at that point, you're not really indie anymore. Like you're kind of AAA there when you're like someone who's like deeply in the pocket as a second party developer, and like to the point where like people think that like Pokemon is first party. You know, it practically is because, you know, they own the developer that makes Pokemon.
Right, yeah.
So
yeah, and like just like film, games, indie developers aren't bogged down by all the corporate bullshit from like bigger companies like EA and Activision.
Right, but then whenever you have companies that are footing the bill for the development of a game, they're going to start, imposing some of their bullshit bureaucratic policies and whatnot. So even though there's going to be more of a bankroll and a higher ceiling for being able to make a better game than what you could have done by yourself, you could end up getting tangled in the bureaucratic bullshit.
Yeah, that is true.
So, like I said, at one point are you an indie developer, and at one point are you now just a secondary contractor to a large company?
I would definitely say indie developers are, like developers, that aren't, being controlled by the big companies.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but
I say that a lot. I've noticed that in editing and whatever. I say that a lot. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I say that a lot. I need to stop it.
What do I say a lot?
Groovy!
How about me?
I think you say yeah a lot.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, you do that, and whenever you're not doing that, you replace it by saying You do that all the time.
Well, thank you for editing it out, even though I didn't think you needed to. Kind of had like.
I only edit out like if your sentence doesn't start with, if you start a sentence again and you say the and you start your sentence, then I'll just take out the original the.
Oh. Okay.
If you don't say the and it connects with saying the, even though it's incorrect in terms of speech, I'll leave it there. But if you say, I just get rid of it.
Oh, okay. What about Frank?
His thing is, he's always smacking his lips. Whenever he goes to say something, he smacks his lips first, and then he says something.
This reminds me of, like, tells and, like, Punch-Out or something. Like, when you know someone's going to go for a move and you know exactly when to counter. Like, their eyes are going to flash or something. Like, Frank smacks his lips. He's like, and then, like, you just punch him right in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, punch.
Anyway.
So, 17 indie games, Nintendo, fun, Nindies, yay!
Okay, then.
Hey, I made sure not to say it way too loud. But that is our last topic for the evening. I hope you all enjoyed listening to this podcast, or whatever segment of the podcast that you're checking out on YouTube or whatever. Ryan, can you lead us through what else Battle Geek Plus does?
Yeah, so Battle Geek Plus on YouTube, we actually do game retrospectives, game reviews under our awesome video game memory show, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. And this March is going to be Zelda month, and we will actually have new title card art by an awesome artist who we will reveal as soon as the episodes go up on Sunday. So stay tuned for those. And we also do Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition, where we go to actual arcades and play actual games. And we've been getting a bit of flack lately from people saying, "You suck at this game, fuck you." But, you know, like, we want to show our genuine reactions, you know, our total real reactions while we're playing these games.
Genuine gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, walking up and be like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and trying it.
Yeah, like, you know, whether we suck or are good at it. I mean, we want authenticity. We want to be genuine.
You know, I really wasn't mad about... I know the one you're talking about specifically because I screen capped it and put it on Twitter. Yeah. But I wasn't mad about that. I was actually just kind of like, this game is like super obscure to me. And this dude pops in like proving that there's just like a fan base no matter how obscure for like anything. Yeah. I'm playing this certain game from like, it's about as old as I am, and you know, it's from the early 80s, and I mistook one button for another button, and he's all like, "Haven't you guys ever played this before? You guys suck. It's supposed to be this. Everybody knows that. God!" You know,
so Napoleon Dynamite,
right? And that's just the direction I like. This is the voice I read it in, and I was just like, "Wow, this guy is really mad that I don't know this obscure arcade game to the point of being a professional at it." And I want to see if there's a community for this game out there now, like that I'm thinking about it again, just to see what it's like and like what people who are really good at it do. But yeah, Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition. We play arcade games, whether we've done it before or not. The stuff that we have played before, we look a little bit better at it. Yeah. But everything else, there's MasterCard. Yeah, nice and genuine and new, and you know, it's fun to watch us suck at it.
Yeah, and if you want to know the arcade we go to, it's the Arcade 2084 in Anaheim, California. At the time of this recording, it's under renovation right now. But hopefully when it opens again, we don't know when, because I keep checking their Facebook every single day.
Well, they announced on January 18th that they were going to be closed for 30 to 60 days. Yeah. So it's already been past 30 days. So we're looking at closer to 60 probably. I'm telling people mid-March to maybe the beginning of April as just my guess as to when they'll open back up. Because I've had people asking me about the arcade also. And I've had like 2 conversations in 2 days about the arcades that, you know, we go to. Yeah. And the 2084 should be opening back up this spring, I'll just say.
Yeah, because we are out of Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition episodes. We do not have any in reserve. We don't have them hidden under the couch. We're out.
We need to find another arcade to go to in the meantime. But 2084, please open back up to us.
Please open back up.
So maybe we can actually sit down here pretty soon and maybe stream some arcade gameplay on Twitch or whatnot and see, you know, get something to fill that void in people's hearts. So you covered awesome video game memories. You covered Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition. Anything else?
We have a couple of sketches that are coming out. We are doing. We have a character called Kung Quan Todd, which is a parody of fighting games. A couple new episodes of that are coming out based on Killer Instinct, and we have a Channel Awesome contributor who is helping us with that, so stay tuned for those.
Awesome. So you can find those on youtube.com/BattleGeekPlus or just short at BattleGeekPlus.com. It'll take you to our YouTube channel. You can also watch our Twitch streaming on twitch.tv/BattleGeekPlus.
Yeah. And I think this whole week we are going to be streaming both Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Hopefully we can get Zelda Breath of the Wild streaming. We'll see how streaming works with the Switch. Yeah.
And maybe I'll try and finish Styx.
Someday. It's gonna be a PS4 classic.
Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ.
By the time you actually get done.
But the story's finally it's gotten interesting, so like playing it doesn't feel like pulling teeth now.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So, it was a slow burn. For sure. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. So, anyway, that's all we've got. We are out of here. Thank you for listening to our podcast once again. Hit us up also on Twitter at BattleGeekPlus. My name's Josh. Everyone say bye. Heather?
Bye.
Ryan?
Later.
Horizon Zero Franksgiving.
Have a nice feast.